Shalom, Israel. I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to like out there, doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. All right, and I just want to get into a lesson, just based upon health really quickly. All right, and let me start off and Slovakia. Let's start off with here. Sirach 30 and in verse 15, and it reads, "Health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth." Actually, let me start at verse 14. "Better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution than a rich man that is afflicted in his body." And just starting off thinking about that, people don't realize, well, I'll put it like this: people put off so many things for the sake of money, right? Whether it be, certain loved ones, certain other necessities, your health, people will, constantly put off doctor appointments or different things, or have certain bodily ailments, and you constantly put these things off, just in order to chase the money. But what good ultimately, is that money when you messed up? Because money is not the end all be all for every single situation. Obviously you would need money or insurance and stuff if you, need some type of surgery or some major work done, or, whatever the case may be, But what good really is that money if you can't enjoy it, If you're constantly plagued with ailments, how are you really going to enjoy that money? Now that money that you have is either going to be having to, be used for all type of medical procedures, or else it'll be, handed over, to somebody else in your family who haven't worked, for that money, So, our health, and our body, our right state of mind, that's above all, because, the scriptures tell us about wisdom, and matter of fact, let me just grab that real quick and I'll bounce back, right? Wisdom 6 and I start at verse 17. Wisdom of Solomon 6:17. "For the true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and of care of discipline is love," right? So we attain all things through discipline, right? "And love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. And incorruption maketh us near unto Yahweh. Therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom." So by us, having wisdom with our actions, how we move, the way we think, and having discipline, that's everything, because that's going to help to preserve our life, preserve us, from different ailments, helping brothers to eat right, helping brothers to, monitor their body as they probably should, because we have to be, whole and sound, as we're constantly serving the Lord, especially, at the times, get closer to the end of this place. We don't want to be all messed up, having to depend on, Esau and their hospitals, and, now what they, how they headed towards everything with the C-hip and hooking you up to this and hooking you up to that. You don't want to have to be subject to those type of things, and if, at that point, it may be some brothers who may be that sickly, and, may the Lord have, mercy upon those brothers, long as, we don't take that ultimate C-hip, we should still be good. Hopefully we'll be granted that mercy and favor of the Lord if we, do have to do certain things, as long as it's, that complete selling your soul of that, what's required of us to buy and sell, So, let me go back to that in Sirach 30. What was that, verse 15? Yeah, so Sirach 30 and 15. Health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. There's no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart. Because at the end of the day, man, you know, how the scriptures say there's nothing more better to a man than to eat and to drink. Because everything in this world is really repetitive. So you want to be able to eat and drink with gladness. You want to be, enjoying yourself. You don't want to be eating something and feeling like you're about to have a heart attack, or drinking something and feeling like your blood pressure going up and you need to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just want to be able to enjoy the simple pleasures of life that we actually do have while we're here in Babylon, doing the work and awaiting, for the Lord to destroy this place, and awaiting, for the day of our salvation, So let me go to back to Sirach 38 now. All right, Sirach 38:1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which he may have of him. For the Lord have created him, right? Us, hey, many brothers have become, herbalists, to a degree in their own right. Don't necessarily need a degree or anything or any proper schooling, as long as you, studying the herbs, the benefits, the effects that it can happen, that can have on the body, taking the proper precautions, not mixing it with other inorganic items, like Esau's drugs and medicines and things of that nature. You put in like-minded herbs together, blood cleansers with blood cleansers, liver cleansers with liver cleansers, so on and so forth. You have 3 stages of your herbs, and Lord willing, I get into that on a complete another segment, of how to properly um, mix the herbs. I mean, obviously, I'm sure a lot of people mix whatever, but there's a proper way, to go about it, depending on the effect that you're actually looking for, to heal a certain part of the body, or to mainly address a certain part of the body, with maximum efficiency, right? You have your, assisting herbs, you have your supporting herbs, you have your main action herbs. Your main action herb, would obviously be the main herb that you're using to address the situation. You have your assisting herbs that will assist the main herb, to make it more efficient. And then you have your supporting herbs, as a last set of backup, you have the supporting herbs as the last settings of the backup, to push it even further, and to have it make it have a more potent and more lasting effect. Because typically the more herbs, that you have in a formula, the better. It's not always that more is better. It just depends on the combination and things of that nature. Usually anywhere between a good four a good 4 to 9 or 10 herbs, depending on the ratios of how you do it, would be optimal, and then depending on the strength of the herbs and the action of those herbs. Verse 2: for of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. The skill of the physician lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. So, this, the herbs and things is what we depend on. Obviously, there will come some point in time so we have to use some of Esau things in, dire emergencies or whatever. But, we want to lean upon, what the Most High created, more than anything. And, like cleansing our bodies, periodically, and things of that nature is important, to constantly addressing how we eating. Obviously you don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to be vegan or anything of that nature, but, do your best according to your body. Make sure you're getting those, checkups and different things, and make sure, things is all right with you, because it's good to use Esau, for the diagnostics, and to know what's going on so you can know what to properly address, unless you're a brother who's just very much in the herbs and you eat so clean that, you know when something is up with your body and you really studied the body that well. Then it might be a little bit different. As long as it's not something too major, right? So, I just wanted to touch on that real briefly, and Lord willing, I'll do a separate segment, breaking down, about the main action herbs, the assistant herbs, and the supporting herbs, and how things should be uh, ratioed, properly. All right. So with that, I hope this segment was edifying, and I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to like out there doing this work of faith and labor, love, and true sincerity. Shalom.